guys, I am going to free the modern era Molly from her box and then kind of go over more of her details. So for those that don't know, this is supposedly what we're getting for the 40th anniversary. I don't know how true that is. I've heard many different rumors. I'm not going to get into the rumors, but as much as Molly wasn't my favorite, I did go ahead and order Molly, or should I say my mom had me ordered Molly for Valentine's Day and Easter. This is my present from her for those. Molly's my OG doll. I do have a Pleasant Company Molly. I was going to send her off to get her eyes fixed because she has bubble eye. But the lady that was going to fix her had quoted me one price, and then when I was getting ready to send her, she like doubled the price. And I'm like, you know what? I have had this Molly. She's been through everything. She's just keeping her bubble eye. She's my OG girl. She means more to me. Okay, I shouldn't say she's my OG. Those that know the lore of my Molly, this is actually my second Molly from my childhood. I got the first Molly for my 8th birthday in 1990. Is it my 8th birthday? No, it was my 7th birthday. So 1989. I had her for a little over a year. And like, I wasn't rough with her. Like my cousin and I did have good adventures with them, but we weren't rough with our dolls. We weren't like throwing them and stuff like that. And then right around Thanksgiving in 1990, her body, like the back of her body just burst open. And my mom was going to send her to the hospital, but she called Pleasant Company first and explained what happened. She's like, she's had this doll just a little over a year. She's not hard on the doll. So they asked me to send Molly in and they would assess her. And they ended up sending me a brand new Molly back, and instead of just replacing the torso. So I went from a white body Molly to a tan body Molly because I got the transitional body, because when I got it back, it was like early 91 when I got the new Molly back. So I was missing her over Christmas, unfortunately, that year. So it's a little sad about that. And then all the adventures continued with the current Molly, who I've had since then. And then I got the Costco Molly, although the Be Forever Costco version of Molly, I do not have the doll itself anymore. I just have the outfits. And then when they came out with the re-release for the 35th anniversary, my mom did buy me the re-release Molly. So I have been kind of toying with looking for Be Forever Molly, just to go in that collection of my Mollys. And so even though this was not my favorite of the modern era dolls, my mom knew she was going to get me Molly. So let's get her, let's start with the box. Like, I love this box. The box is bigger than I thought. So I love that it's the style of the book, like the OG books. So it looks like Molly would be, that's the cover of the original book, Molly walking in front of that like brick place, and like behind this Molly you can kind of see the bricks behind her. I'm trying to not get the reflection of the box. You can kind of see the bricks behind her. And the box is made to look like a book. So we've got Molly with the pages, and then this would be the front of the book, and like you can see it's curved. And then we've got modern era Molly again, and then like what the back of the book would be. And it looks like it opens like a book. So let's, ouch. I just gave myself a paper cut, I think. No. Maybe. Not a complete paper cut because it's not bleeding, but I did definitely break skin. Come on, pop open. So let's get her open. I've heard some people say she's kind of a pain. They're kind of a pain to get open. I don't know how true that is. I do see a lot of zip ties. So, okay. So you open it up like a book and it comes out like this. Oh, my nose itches. And then we've got the box. So I'm going to sit her on top of the box like this. She will be coming out of the box. So I know some people like to stretch the zip ties to be able to put things in and out again. I'm not as concerned about that, but like that was easy enough to take out without cutting zip ties. Let's see. Like I said, people have said, like, they've got her hair zip tied in through a net. So I'm just going to start cutting zip ties because, like I said, I have plans to use these boxes as a display. And they're going to be like where you see the spines out. So I'm not too concerned. It's not like I'm really going to be putting her back in the box, but I will be keeping the box because, like I said, I think the boxes are super cute. They're very unique when it comes to AG boxes. Like, usually their boxes are just the typical square box, so I do appreciate that detail for these limited edition dolls. I might just keep that stuff. So, oh, I already cut that one. I'm like, why did that arm come out, but not this one? So I already cut that zip tie. And I'm just throwing the sections of the... No, is that not wanting to come through? Ha! Oh, one is stuck. Oh, one is through, that's through her body. Okay. Like, what the heck is going on here? Okay. And then this is through that, that's why. And I do appreciate that they do have, so, like these little clear pieces of plastic on her. They've got, like, she's got this cute bracelet detail, and they've got a piece of plastic under it so it doesn't stain. That I'm just going to toss because of how it's taped on. I swear, I'm not a hoarder, guys. The box being so unique for these dolls is why I'm choosing to keep the box. Like, those that have watched my videos in the past know that typically I literally cut the boxes apart so that I can keep the pieces, so I know what goes with what, and then just do my zip top bag tip trick, or whatever you want to call it, for the rest of the box. How do they have her neck? Oh, they have the neck zip tied in too. Okay. Just trying to figure out where all these zip ties are coming from. They're not zip ties, T-ties. And it looks like they have them in the back of the head too. Into the piece of plastic. Great. So that is probably going to be the biggest pain in the butt to get her out. Is that spot. Okay. So there we go. We've got... trying to figure out how to get these ones out. Because there's a piece of plastic that her head sits in. But they've got them in, like, super tight. So trying to get under them is not fun. And then when you flip the box like this, she tries to slide out because that... Okay. Tip, if you're going to try to get her out, flip her over and do the head first. Because that's probably going to be your easiest. Everything else is kind of held into place. I would say if I had a nail clipper in here, that probably would be the best. Up there we got one. And I'm assuming, like a Barbie, they have this through the back of her head. Like, it's not, because I got one off and now I need to still get the other one. That is one big annoyance I had with Barbies recently, is when they take these stupid T-tags to get them in the boxes, and then they put them in the back of their heads. It's just literally this one little T-tag holding the doll hostage. Because you can't even really pull up on it to, and I think it was just a fluke how that one fell off. There's a plastic cap like behind her head. I wonder, there we go. What is that stuff? Oh, there's even more. Like, the top of her hat is T-tagged into the box. And then it's sewn to her head. So they've got this plastic cap. Trying to get all these pieces of plastic out of here. I will have to vacuum this room when I am done because that's going to annoy me. Okay. And is this just sitting on top? No, it's taped in the back. Okay. And let's open her box up. We'll shove that back in. Put these other little bits that are going back in her box. They have her hat sewn onto the wig. Not the wig itself. The hairnet, that's what I'm trying to think of. And then they have her eyeglasses in this little plastic thing as well. And let's get her hairnet off. Girlfriend's gonna need, like, oh, she's got a neck protector. I forgot about that. So, just note to self, they are kind of a pain in the butt to get out of the box. Oh, and we also have a T-tag on her skirt. Okay, do we have her completely out? She is free. I need to brush her hair. They put, yeah, so this is what I was talking about. And so these dolls are rooted hair. And they have the stupid T-tags going through holes in the back of her head. So when you take them off, they're like sharp and pointy in the back of her head. So just be aware of that. And you just kind of push them back into her head. So let's get her somewhat presentable. I'm going to need to brush her hair. So for those that haven't realized yet, these are welly sized. I know I've seen pictures of people comparing them to the OG sisters. I've seen them comparing them to wellies. They are welly sized. They are 14.5 inches. Is this supposed to go over her thumb? I do have Gwen. Oh, okay, so it's elastic, so it'll go over her wrist. You know what? Let's put her box back. Oh, and I just noticed, like on the inside, they also have the spine there. And then it overlaps to here. So we'll set her here. And I'll grab Gwen because she's right here. So I have Gwen right here, Corinne's sister. Will she stand up? I'll move the trash can. Oh, Molly's glasses fell off when she fell over. But so this is, to me, like, obviously Molly doesn't have a little sister. Honestly, like Felicity, since Felicity does have a little sister, I would just be tempted to rename her Polly. I think, if I remember correctly, Addie has a little sister too. Samantha's an only child. Molly has a brother. And then Emily, her friend. Kirsten has a brother as well, I believe. And I don't remember about Josefina. Josefina has a sister too, a baby sister. If I remember, like, it has been so long since I read the stories, guys. It's not even funny. Okay, now we got Molly together. So, sorry, the lighting's horrible in here, but we've got Molly. I'm not a big fan of these shoes still. They're cuter in person, but they still, I wish they wouldn't have the chain detail on them. If I wasn't so much of a purist, they looks like they could be easily snipped off just to be some cute little penny loafers. But they're cute little red shoes. She's got white socks. She's got her red bag with a navy blue bow. She's got a knit navy blue skirt that's kind of like a kimono style that overlays. She does have welly underwear. The sweater is a separate piece. She has her red, as I call them, Sally Jesse Raphael glasses. And then her beret is like navy blue sparkly. And then it has this red bow that matches the navy blue bow on her bag. She also has a bracelet that has the little locket, like her necklace, paying homage to her necklace. So just to compare size, like, she does have platforms on, so she does look a little bit taller. Let's take her shoes off because they do have a good thick sole to them. And then we'll take her hat off, and then, yeah, there you're able to see that they're the same height. They're about the same height. So as you can see, Corinne, like I said, is a welly wisher. Well, as you can see, Molly's glasses won't stay on. But so the modern girls are more modeled after the AG sisters, which honestly, I like the look of the modern girls way better than the AG sisters. I would be more tempted to get some like AG sisters clothes for the modern girls. But the welly wishers have like a more rounded, chubby face. And while they still have like chubby cheeks, they are like a more grown up face, in my opinion. So that's the two faces together. And I know that Corinne or Gwen is more of like an Asian, and obviously Molly is not. But the clothes can be interchanged amongst welly wishers, the modern day girls, and the AG sisters, because the bodies are all the same size. Oh, I put her away. So I was comparing it, like I was looking at the hands to see if the hands are the same. So to me, the bodies are identical. The bodies are identical, so it's just the face. The head's changed for the AG sisters and then modern day girls. As I've stated in the past, they'll probably all come here at some point. My daughter wants Samantha for Christmas. My son wants Josefina for Christmas. And I do really want Felicity, so I might end up ordering her. And then as long as we have 4, I might as well get... I think Addie's herself is cute. And Addie... If Addie would have come out before I got Molly, I would have got Addie. I'm going to be honest about that. I begged my parents to get Addie as a child. after the books came out because I loved Addie so much. Like everything she had to go through in her story. But my parents were like, you got an American Girl doll, be happy with that. You have more than what some kids have. Which, yes, I get, but still. Oh, and her hair is a lot lighter. Like, to me, this is more of a reddish brown, where the OG Molly is like a darker brown. And she has like almost Kirsten. They're supposed to be gray eyes, but they don't look gray. They look bluish to me. But I like the Addie dress they have on the one. I just don't like the like weird, it looks like they were trying to make a shawl type situation going on with the Addie dress on the modern day girl. I wish they would have just made like the sweater shawl things separate instead of integrating it onto the dress itself. But other than that, I think if when I did my rating, Addie was like mid. I believe Samantha was like my top one. No, Felicity was my top one. Samantha was second. I think I actually had her third. My bottom was Kirsten. Kirsten was just unmemorable to me. And I'm not huge into Josephine, so I think that Addie was my fourth place. And like I said, I really liked Felicity. I liked Samantha. She was in third place, just nostalgic. And then Addie came after her. But she is cuter in person, in my opinion. I'll have to find a place to put her. Like I said, I'll probably end up with 4. My kids will end up with 2, but all 6 will probably end up in this doll room. Kind of have an idea what I might want to do, where I want to put them, so I just got to figure that out for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all next week. Bye.